Breathing. Probably the most underrated but most highly valuable exercise there is in the whole of fitness. It's the least sexy, it's the least sellable, but if you can get your diaphragm working again, it will give you the biggest bang for your fitness buck in terms of everything: movement, stability, strength, cardiovascular capacity, everything. The diaphragm is at the heart of it. Chest breathing equals stress. Straight up. Every single breath that you take in with your chest sends a signal to your brain saying you're in panic mode, and that then leads to fat being deposited under the skin, leads to disease, weakness, illness. Chest breathing also leads to injury. Think of the lack of stability. As we've already covered, the diaphragm is one of the main stability muscles. And when it's not working and you're not creating that intra-abdominal pressure, none of the rest of the inner core box works. And it creates instability throughout the whole of the body. So not only are you at risk during your day-to-day tasks, just moving around and picking things up, you're also at huge risk in the gym. So let's get our diaphragm working again and live longer and be stronger. So how do we do that? Well, in our experience, we would suggest two ways. Number one, a morning ritual. Straight out of bed, lay on the floor, face up, and just spend 2 to 5 minutes, ideally at least a minute. 2 minutes is good, 3 minutes is great, 5 minutes, brilliant. Just laying on the floor, palms facing up, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, focusing on nothing but your breath. And try to push out different parts of your diaphragm. Try to feel your lower ribs pushing into the floor on every inhale. Try to feel your lower back pushing into the floor on every inhale. Feel different parts of your diaphragm. Just be in that zone. This may seem completely crazy to you at the moment, but further down the line, it's completely possible to breathe into your right-hand side of your diaphragm, left-hand side. So you do breath into the right, breath into the left, breath into the front, breath into the back, because you'll have established that much neurological control over different parts of your diaphragm. And when you can do that, there's a much better chance of breathing unconsciously. Secondly, the color red. It doesn't really matter how well you can breathe diaphragmatically consciously. It's unconsciously that makes all the difference. Now, my wife will roll her eyes when she hears this, but I've checked her diaphragm breathing when she's asleep, and she goes into a bit of shoulder and chest breathing when asleep. So something I would suggest, and that's the case with most people, because that's the way we taught our brains the way to breathe. So what do I mean by the color red? That means that what we're trying to do is every single time you see the color bright red, take 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths. Because if you're consciously focusing on diaphragmatic breath several times throughout the day, every single day, then over time, your diaphragm really switches on, and that becomes the main primary source of breathing, as it should be all the time. Don't be a chest breather.